Alright guys, if this is your first time on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and always drop a comment below. It's week 1 of the regular season in the NFL. For those who are new, here's how it works. I break down the spread, the total, the money line, and then I give you player prop suggestions. Remember, this is all predictions, so make sure you pay attention, take what you like, and ride with what you believe is best. Also, if you see numbers changing, that's because I record these about a week in advance. That's just how it goes, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's get into the picks of the day. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Atlanta Falcons, team comparison. The Buccaneers enter this game with confidence after sweeping Atlanta last season. Their offense remains one of the most efficient in football, ranking near the top in both rushing and passing production, while also holding opponents to some of the fewest points allowed in the league. Atlanta, however, has been strong at home, winning 6 of its last 7 there. With Michael Penix at quarterback and Drake London emerging as a dominant receiver, the Falcons have the firepower to make this a real fight. Spread, Buccaneers minus 2.5. Tampa Bay has covered the spread in 5 straight divisional games, and this small number plays right into their strengths. Their balanced attack on offense and defense gives them an edge over Atlanta, who has struggled to close out tight divisional matchups. Laying the 2.5 points looks like the more reliable side here. Total, over 47.5. The Buccaneers offense has helped push 4 of their last 5 road games over the number, and this matchup sets up similarly. Atlanta tends to score more at home, especially when playing catch-up. With playmakers on both sides, this game has the potential to turn into a shootout, making the over appealing. Moneyline, Buccaneers. While Atlanta's plus 115 moneyline price is tempting at home, Tampa Bay's dominance in this series and their proven ability to start seasons strong make the Buccaneers the better straight-up play. They're 4-1 inch their last 5 Week 1 matchups, and their balance gives them a strong chance to win outright. Player prop suggestions. Drake London, over 75.5 receiving yards. London has been Atlanta's main offensive weapon and just put up monster numbers late last season. Against a Tampa Bay defense that can allow explosive plays through the air, he's in a good position to clear this line. Michael Penix, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. The rookie quarterback has shown poise and deep ball accuracy. With London and his other targets, he should get multiple red zone opportunities and has the upside to go over this touchdown prop. Cincinnati Bengals versus Cleveland Browns, team comparison. The Bengals opened the season as clear favorites, looking to avoid the sluggish start they had last year when they began 0-3. Joe Burrow is expected to set the tone early and keep Cincinnati sharp out of the gate. On the other side, Cleveland will lean on its home field energy and defensive strength, but oddsmakers and projections tilt heavily against them. Most predictive models see Cincinnati's offensive firepower and stability outmatching Cleveland's chances. Spread, Bengals minus 5.5. Cincinnati enters as a 5.5 point favorite, and the expectation is that Joe Burrow will make sure they don't stumble out of the gate like last season. Several projections have the Bengals winning by a touchdown or more, which lines up with them covering this spread. Total, 47.5 points. The total sits at 47.5. Predicted scores like 27-20 and 26-20 fall close to this number, showing that both offenses can put points on the board but not necessarily push into a full shootout. This one looks like it could hover right near the number. Moneyline, Bengals. Straight up, the Bengals are given between a 65 to 71% chance of winning according to different projection models. Cincinnati is expected to secure the victory, though the Browns' physical defense and home crowd could keep things from being a complete runaway. Cleveland sits as a live underdog, but the stronger play remains with Cincinnati. Player prop suggestions. Joe Burrow, over passing touchdowns. Burrow is being leaned on to ensure Cincinnati avoids a slow start. Given his role and the Bengals' passing attack, 2 touchdown throws feels within reach in this opener. Myles Garrett, over sacks. If Cleveland is to stay competitive, Garrett has to impact the game. At home and against a divisional rival, he's well positioned to disrupt at least once in the backfield. Miami Dolphins versus Indianapolis Colts, team comparison. The Colts come into this one as slight favorites at home, opening at minus 1.5 on the spread. Daniel Jones will be making his first start in Indianapolis, which could bring some growing pains. The Dolphins, on the other hand, are led by Tua Tagovailoa, And even with questions around his receivers, Miami has consistently found ways to start fast when Tua is under center. This matchup feels like a battle of stability versus transition, and Miami has the edge if their quarterback plays clean. Spread: Colts -1.5. Indianapolis is getting the nod with the slight edge at home. Odds makers expect this to be a close game, but the Colts defense and home field advantage were factored in when setting the line. With Daniel Jones adjusting, this spread may be more about Miami's inconsistencies on the road than a full endorsement of Indy. Total over 46.5 points. Both teams bring plenty of offensive firepower into this matchup. Miami's attack with Tua and Tyreek Hill is built for explosive plays, while Indianapolis is eager to showcase its revamped passing game. If both sides stay aggressive, the pace and big play potential should be enough to push this one past the number. Moneyline: Dolphins. As long as Tua Tagovailoa is on the field, Miami has shown they can start seasons strong. Even with some questionable or doubtful receivers heading into Week 1, Tua's presence gives the Dolphins stability and a proven edge. Looking back at their recent starts, when Tua plays, Miami finds ways to win early in the season. That trend makes backing the Dolphins on the money line the stronger play here. Player prop suggestions: Tua Tagovailoa, over 244.5 passing yards. Tua may have some weapons banged up, but his track record shows he delivers when healthy. In this spot, with Miami leaning on his arm to control the tempo, he has the volume and ability to clear 244.5 passing yards. Michael Pittman Jr., over 46.5 receiving yards. With Daniel Jones stepping in, Pittman should be leaned on heavily as the top target in Indy's passing game. He's already shown chemistry in preseason action and has cleared this number often, making him the go-to option to move the chains. Las Vegas Raiders versus New England Patriots team comparison. New England comes in favored at home, with rookie QB Drake May making his first official start. The Patriots have retooled their roster and are hoping Maye can settle in quickly. On the other side, the Raiders are breaking in Pete Carroll as head coach, bringing experience but still working with a roster that has some holes. This one sets up as a test of whether New England's fresh direction can outlast Las Vegas's transition. Spread: Patriots -2.5. New England is laying 2.5 points on their home field, showing confidence that Maye and the Patriots defense can hold serve. It's a short number, but it reflects how odds makers expect this to be competitive throughout. The edge goes to the Patriots, especially with Foxborough behind them and the Raiders still figuring out consistency. Total under 42.5 points. This matchup projects as a slower defensive battle. Both teams have the ability to limit scoring, and with Maye in his first start, it doesn't set up for a wide open shootout. The under looks like the stronger side. Moneyline: Patriots -145. On the money line, New England is priced at -145 to win straight up. Simulations and expert picks give the Patriots the slight edge, generally around a 60% win probability. Playing at home and debuting May in a controlled environment helps tilt things their way, even if the Raiders aren't a pushover. Player prop suggestions: Stephon Diggs, over 4.5 receptions. With May still new under center, Diggs is his most trusted weapon. Expect the rookie to lean heavily on short and safe throws to his top receiver, which sets up well for Diggs to hit the over on catches. Geno Smith, over 7.5 rushing yards. Smith has shown he can take off when the pocket collapses, and against a Patriots defense that generates pressure, his legs could come into play. It won't take many scrambles for him to clear this number. Arizona Cardinals versus New Orleans Saints. Team comparison: Arizona enters as one of the more talked about teams heading into Week 1, with Kyler Murray expected to lead a possible sleeper playoff push. The Saints, meanwhile, are still searching for stability at quarterback and working under new leadership. This matchup highlights two teams on very different trajectories. The Cardinals pushing forward with confidence, and the Saints trying to rebuild their identity. Spread: Cardinals -6.5. The line sits at 6.5 in favor of Arizona. Experts point out that New Orleans' quarterback situation remains unsettled, while the Cardinals have a healthy Murray to start the year. A near touchdown spread shows odds makers' belief that Arizona's consistency on offense will outweigh the Saints' current issues. Total, over 42.5 points. This number suggests a mid-range scoring game, and the matchup lines up with that. Murray's playmaking gives Arizona enough spark, and while New Orleans has its struggles, there's still just enough offense for the total to creep into the mid-40s. Moneyline. Cardinals negative 275. On the money line, Arizona is heavily favored. Multiple projections and simulations give them more than a 70% chance of winning this opener. With Murray's ability to control the game and the Saints' lack of reliable quarterback play, the edge stays strongly with the Cardinals straight up. Player prop suggestions: Alvin Kamara, over 3.5 receptions. Kamara has consistently been one of the Saints' best offensive outlets, especially in games where the passing attack is limited. With questions under center, he should see plenty of dump-offs and short targets, making the over on 3.5 catches very reasonable. Kyler Murray, over 26.5 rushing yards. Murray has cleared this line often when healthy, and his legs remain one of Arizona's best weapons. Against the Saints defense that could pressure early, expect Murray to scramble enough to get past 26.5 rushing yards. Pittsburgh Steelers versus New York Jets. Team comparison. The Steelers are always tough and disciplined under Mike Tomlin, but they're walking into a Jets team that looks retooled and ready. New York has beefed up their defensive front with Quinnen Williams and the addition of Harrison Phillips, and they've got Justin Fields stepping in at quarterback. The Steelers beat themselves last year with slow starts, but the Jets actually got the better of them when they met, and with a few new pieces, they'll try to repeat that performance. Spread, Jets plus 2.5. I like the Jets here. Last year, they beat Pittsburgh, and if they bring that same energy with Justin Fields and new playmakers stepping up, they can definitely stay within the number and maybe even win outright. Total, over 38.5. This feels low. A lot of people expect Fields to just run, but he does have weapons. Garrett Wilson is there. Allen Lazard is there, and he's going to look to make plays. I can see both sides putting enough points on the board to push this total over. Moneyline. New York Jets. I'm not sold on Pittsburgh taking this opener. The Jets at home with a new quarterback and more balance on both sides of the ball look like the better side to win straight up. Player prop suggestions. Aaron Rodgers, over 208.5 passing yards. Rodgers isn't going to be running all over the place. At his age, he's going to sit in the pocket and throw to his guys. I see him clearing this line with short and mid-range completions. Breece Hall, over 2.5 receptions. Fields is going to rely on quick checkdowns when pressure comes, and Hall is perfect for that role. He's shown he can get those short passes, and 2.5 receptions feels very doable in this spot. New York Giants versus Washington Commanders. Team comparison. The Commanders are coming off a 12-win season with Jaden Daniels leading the offense and a defense that can pressure any QB. Washington is a tough team at home, covering the spread in 7 of their 9 games there last season. The Giants, meanwhile, had a perfect preseason, 3-0, and showed real signs of improvement under Brian Daboll, with Russell Wilson bringing veteran leadership and rookie Jackson Dart flashing big play potential. Spread, Giants plus 6. We're going with the Giants here. Their preseason momentum wasn't just hype, they dominated all 3 games and looked sharper than most expected. Washington may still win outright, but plus 6 gives New York room to keep this one close, especially with their improved QB play and balanced roster. Total over 45.5. The Giants scored 30 plus in all 3 preseason games, while Washington averaged nearly 24 a game last season. Both sides have enough offensive firepower to push this past the total. Moneyline, Commanders. Washington is the more established group, bringing back its core and thriving at home. The Giants are improving, but this matchup favors the Commanders outright. Player prop suggestions. Russell Wilson, over 218.5 passing yards. Wilson has the experience and composure that this Giants roster needed. Even though he's not the same scrambling QB from his Seattle days, he's surrounded by weapons who can make plays after the catch. Wilson should have enough opportunities to push past 218.5 passing yards, especially if the Giants fall behind and are forced to air it out. Deebo Samuel, over 11.5 rushing yards. Deebo isn't just a wideout. Washington loves to scheme him into jet sweeps and design carries to keep defenses guessing. He's gone over this number in multiple recent games when given even a handful of rushing attempts. With his physical running style and knack for turning short plays into big gains, 11.5 yards is a line he can clear in just 1 or 2 carries. Expect at least a couple design runs early to test New York's edge defense. Carolina Panthers versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Team comparison. Carolina comes in with Bryce Young leading an improved offense, adding young receivers alongside veteran Adam Thielen. They can move the ball, but the defense still has holes. Jacksonville has Trevor Lawrence healthy and a new head coach in Liam Cohen to boost the offense, while also holding the stronger defense overall. Spread, Jaguars minus 3.5. Jacksonville has the advantage at home and a healthier roster. The Panthers will compete, but the Jags' defensive edge and Lawrence's return give them the upper hand to cover the number. Total, over 46.5. Both teams have plenty of offensive talent, and this feels like it could turn into a scoring game. With Carolina able to put up points and Jacksonville pushing the tempo, the over has value here. Moneyline, Jaguars negative 165. At home, with Lawrence healthy and more stability, Jacksonville is the safer side. Carolina's defense still needs time, while Jacksonville is built to win now. Player prop suggestions. Bryce Young, under 31.5 pass attempts, Carolina still leans on its running game, and Young hasn't consistently needed to air it out. Staying under feels like the stronger side. Trevor Lawrence, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Lawrence should have success against Carolina's defense, especially with his receiving core healthy. Expect him to find the end zone through the air at least twice. Denver Broncos versus Tennessee Titans, team comparison. Denver is coming off a surprising 10-win season behind Bo Nix's steady rookie campaign. The Broncos return all 5 starters on the O-line and added depth on defense with Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga. Their strength is still in the trenches, and Mile High remains a major advantage. Tennessee enters a rebuild with rookie QB Cam Ward making his first start on the road. Spread, Broncos minus 8.5. Denver has owned home openers going 20-5, straight up since 2000 and covering more often than not. With Mile High's altitude and an elite defense facing a rookie quarterback making his debut, the Broncos are well positioned to cover this number. Total, under 42.5. Denver's defense is elite and Tennessee's offense is unproven with Ward. Expect the Broncos to control the pace, and unless Nix lights it up early, this feels like a lower scoring game. Moneyline, Broncos. At home with one of the league's best defenses and a second-year QB in Bo Nix, who's more comfortable in Sean Payton's system, Denver is the safer pick to win outright. Player prop suggestions. Dote Nix over 19.5 rushing yards. One of his biggest strengths is scrambling and designed RPO plays. After hitting 430 yards last season, he's set up well to go over this number again. Cam Ward over 0.5 passing touchdowns, even against Denver's defense. Ward has enough weapons and talent to find at least one passing score. 1 TD is all it takes, and he's capable of getting it done. San Francisco 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks, team comparison. The 49ers enter with one of the deepest rosters in the NFL. Brock Purdy has his full set of weapons back in McCaffrey, Ayuk, and Kittle, while Robert Saleh's defense remains elite. The Seahawks bring in Sam Darnold at QB and sign veteran Cooper Kupp to boost the passing game. They'll look to lean on their home field edge and test San Francisco's secondary. Spread, 49ers minus 2.5. San Francisco's defense and playmakers give them the edge to cover a short line. Seattle may hang in at home, but the 49ers' balance is too strong. Total over 45.5. Both teams have offensive talent capable of creating explosive plays. The 49ers' efficiency and Seattle's upgrades in the passing game point toward an over. Moneyline 49ers. The 49ers are the more complete team on both sides of the ball. Their proven system makes them the safer pick to win outright. Player prop suggestions. Christian McCaffrey, over 0.5 rush plus rec touchdowns. He's always heavily used in the red zone and has the chance to set the tone early in this matchup. Cooper Kupp, over 38.5 receiving yards. Seattle added him for a reason. Even as a veteran, he's reliable and should clear this line as a primary option for Darnold. Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers, team comparison. The Lions are talented on both sides of the ball, but they enter this season in transition after losing both coordinators. Jared Goff still has weapons, but chemistry without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn could take time. The Packers are more stable, with Jordan Love leading a team that has made back-to-back playoff runs and now adding Micah Parsons to a defense that was already tough. Green Bay also has recent history of success against Detroit, including a key win on Thanksgiving 2023. Spread: Packers minus 3.5. Green Bay's continuity and defensive upgrades make them the stronger side at home. Detroit has the pieces, but adjusting without key coaches makes this opener a tough spot. Total: over 46.5. Both teams have playmakers that can stretch the field, and with Jordan Love and Jahmyr Gibbs both capable of explosive plays, the over has value in what could turn into a high-scoring divisional battle. Moneyline: Packers. With playoff-tested stability and home field advantage, Green Bay has a safer path to win outright. Detroit could compete, but until their new staff proves itself, the edge goes to the Packers. Player prop suggestions: Jordan Love, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. With an improved offensive line and a healthy wide receiver, Love should find the end zone through the air at least twice. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 67.5 rushing yards. Gibbs has been electric, smashing this line in recent outings. Detroit leans on him heavily, and his burst makes him a threat to break long gains against any defense. Houston Texans versus Los Angeles Rams. Team comparison: the Texans bring defensive star power with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. on the edge, plus a veteran secondary led by Derek Stingley Jr. and Jalen Pitre. Stroud has more freedom this year, including audibles and protection calls, and he's supported by rookie Ariante Ursary, who has impressed in preseason. The Rams, meanwhile, are healthy at the right time and debuting Davante Adams in their offense. Sean McVay has focused heavily on avoiding another slow start, and with Matthew Stafford running the show and Jared Verse anchoring a strong defense, the Rams look more balanced than last season. Spread: Rams minus 2.5. Los Angeles comes in healthier, with Sean McVay's stability on the sideline and Davante Adams making his debut. Houston is breaking in a rookie left tackle and still working through offensive adjustments, which could be exposed early by the Rams defense. At home in Week 1, Los Angeles looks like the stronger side to cover. Total: over 43.5. While the number isn't massive, both teams have explosive playmakers. Stroud with more control at the line should lead to more offensive rhythm, while Stafford and Adams could make an immediate statement. With so many weapons on both sides, there's a case for this to sneak past 43.5. Moneyline: Rams. The Rams are in a good spot to open at home. They're healthier, and the McVay-Stafford-Adams trio gives them an edge against the Texans squad still working in new pieces. Player prop suggestions: Nico Collins, over 0.5 touchdowns. Collins has been Stroud's most reliable red zone option, and he already flashed that in preseason with a touchdown against Carolina. With Stroud now controlling audibles, expect him to lean on his WR1 when the game tightens in scoring position. One score feels very realistic given his usage. Puka Nacua, over 5.5 receptions. Nacua consistently draws heavy target volume, often in the short to intermediate game where Stafford trusts him most. With Davante Adams stretching coverage, Nacua should see even more room to operate underneath. Baltimore Ravens versus Buffalo Bills. Team comparison: the Ravens bring the league's most balanced attack with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. They already blew out Buffalo earlier this season, and their defense remains the NFL's top-rated unit against the pass. That gives Baltimore the ability to control the game no matter how the Bills line up. Buffalo is tough at home and rides or dies with Josh Allen. When he's on, the Bills can beat anybody, but against this Ravens defense, the margin for error is razor thin. James Cook will need to be productive on the ground to keep the Ravens pass rush honest. Spread: Ravens plus 1.5. Baltimore already proved they can handle Buffalo, and their offense has more ways to win. Getting points with the Ravens feels like value, especially considering their playoff pedigree. Total over 51.5. With two MVP caliber QBs and red zone weapons everywhere, this game sets up for plenty of scoring. Neither team settles for field goals often, and both are capable of explosive plays. Over 51.5 looks like the right side. Moneyline: Ravens. The Ravens' balance between Lamar and Henry gives them the edge. Allen will fight, but Baltimore's defense is built to make life hard for him. Slight lean to Baltimore to win outright. Player prop suggestions: Derrick Henry, over 0.5 touchdowns. Henry gashed the Bills earlier this year for nearly 200 yards and 2 TDs. With Lamar's mobility freezing linebackers, Henry will again have clean looks in the red zone. One touchdown feels very realistic. James Cook, over 53.5 rushing yards. Cook has become Buffalo's reliable chain mover and should see 15 plus carries in this matchup. Even against a stout defense, his burst and volume give him a great shot to clear 54 yards on the ground. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and always drop a comment. I really appreciate the feedback. Good luck with all your picks this NFL regular season. I'll be dropping a video soon with a downloadable spreadsheet you guys can use to track your bets, and I'll also post a tutorial showing exactly how I use it.